Welcome in, everybody. Josh here, 8-Bit Goonies. Just wanted to try a new little series today. Let's do a little chat while we drive, right? This is going to just kind of be if it works, it works. We'll see. Um, just kind of wanted to jump on today. I'm heading over. I'm going to do a little grocery shopping, but there's also an LGS in here where I'm heading. I'm going to see if we can get any sorcery. I don't know that we can. Let me just straighten everybody up there just a touch. There we go. Driving through beautiful South Australia here. Don't know if you can see it. The ocean is right there. I can see it off to my left. It's absolutely beautiful today. Windy. It is a little choppy out there on the open ocean. We'll go down and do a beachside drive here while we chat. But wanted to talk a little bit about TCGs in general today. Sorcery, of course, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, the madness that is Pokemon. This channel really kind of blew up. I've been on YouTube for like 18 years now. But this channel really started to take off when I started doing Pokemon content. And I was really into Pokemon content. I really enjoyed collecting Pokemon there for a little while. Pokemon came after my time. I was never a fan of it growing up. I was a child of the 80s and the early 90s. When Pokemon came out, I was already in college, and it did not appeal to me at all. But I had a son. And when my son was born, I thought, you know what would be cool is to start collecting Pokemon. So when he's a little bit older, he can have a really nice collection to kind of start with, right? That was my thought process. So I started buying Sword and Shield era products for really cheap. They couldn't give them away, these Sword and Shield cards. Like a Fusion Strike, I was buying for $160 a box. Chilling Reign, Lost Origins, $160, $170 Australian a box. That's like $100 US, or under $90 US a box. And I was thinking, maybe when he's 10, 12 years old, he can take these and do some wheeling and dealing down at the card shop. Here's the ocean coming up right there. Should be able to see it on the horizon. Quite choppy today out there. This is the Esplanade. Beautiful little drive. Less than a mile from the house here. So I started buying that Pokemon for him and thinking, maybe in 10, 15 years, it would go 2x, 3x, 4x, something like that. I had no idea that it was going to go 10x on a lot of that stuff, or like just ridiculous. The 151 UPCs, they were everywhere. People couldn't give them away. I was buying them at $180 Australian. There's the ocean there. See the choppy waves out. Oh, some big waves today. Cool. The tide is really in. Wow, that is crazy. Look at those white caps today, folks. Yeah, choppy. There's still people down there having fun, though. It's a bit cooler. Winter's coming in Australia here. So I was collecting. I was buying a lot of singles, a lot of the 151. Like I said, I was buying the UPCs for 180. I was getting piles of the 6 booster bundle packs for like $40 Australian, which is like $25-$30 American. And then within like a year or two, it's gone 10x, 15x. So I've been taking profits on that. I turned a lot of that into my sorcery. To be honest, I've opened like 36, I think it is now, boxes of sorcery so far. And Yeah, I bought. I think I've cracked 36 boxes of Sorcery now, and I haven't really paid for any of them. It's all been trading Pokemon cards. So, like, with what I've put into it, I've been buying Sorcery boxes in theory at like $50 a box, um, with the trade value, maybe less even on some of them. So that's awesome. This is a neat little restaurant right here, overlooking the choppy waves today. Um, so yeah, that's. Uh, but with where the market is, it's no longer fun to collect Pokemon. Pokemon is a miserable game to collect. Again, I wasn't much in it for. I opened a ton of product. I really did. I should have recorded my video openings. But again, when I could get boxes for less than $100 a box, you didn't feel bad opening them. Anyway, things have changed on that. Now boxes are 2-3x. Even the retail stores that I used to buy them at under 100 USD are now selling them for hundreds of, 250 USD a box, 350 Australian. The same exact stores where I was buying it for dirt cheap prices. Anyway, so I have exited completely out of buying Pokemon. I haven't bought any Pokemon product since Prismatic. I did get a bunch of Prismatic. My thing with Pokemon is I always said I will never pay above MSRP. And now I can't get anything at MSRP, so I'm not buying any Pokemon. I'll leave that for the scalpers and the people who want to pay the scalpers. Sorcery. I love Sorcery. I still think it's my favorite game going right now. I really enjoy Sorcery, but there's two things going for Sorcery right now. First of all, it is a seller's market. Holy moly, is it a seller's market. Yeah, Sorcery is such a seller's market right now. Two things are happening with Sorcery. First, there's a lack of product, and that's driving two factors, in my opinion. Two major factors going on with Sorcery right now. Lack of product is driving prices sky high. I listed a bunch of cards, about $2,000 worth of cards the other day. Just doubles I had, cards I've got 2 of, 3 of, foils that I don't need duplicate copies of. I listed them at pretty high prices too, well above TCG converted, because here in Australia there's a premium for Sorcery right now. So not knowing what would sell, everything sold 100%. Like every card I listed was sold. Some of them within minutes. So super duper buyer's market right now, or a seller's market right now. If you've got Sorcery for sale, there should be no problem moving them. I watch the eBay prices. They're ridiculously high, and they sell through daily. And the thing is there can be days where there's no new cards listed on eBay. So the supply is so small right now. Yeah, it's a tough for buyers, and that's the second thing that it's driving right now, unfortunately, is that what's happening is prices are being driven up, but players are also being driven away. I spoke in my last video how I cannot get a single person to show up and play. And to be fair, no LGSs have product for it either. So why would anybody want to play when they just borrow a deck and can't buy any of the cards for it? Or they have to go on the secondary market and spend buku dolores, as Spicoli used to say. It just doesn't make sense for new players coming into the game right now. On the Sorcery note, the Grand Championship has been announced for Melbourne late July, so check it out. Plenty of Games is going to be hosting it. I believe they have room for, like I said, 70 to 80 players. I'm planning on going. I'm planning on playing. I'm planning on covering it for the channel, so that's exciting. Promos are, yes, as everybody's saying, mid to bleh. First, but they're giving away a lot, so like right now I know second place gets like a foil silver bullet, all the other promos plus a box of Gothic and who knows what else. First place is still to be determined. I know they said they've got alpha stuff they've held back, so there will be alpha prizing as well. So that's cool. I don't know. Again, I'm going just for the fun. I finally get to meet a lot of these players in the Australian community. Some of the great players of the world, to be honest with you, will be there, so that'll be very fun. I don't plan on winning, not at all. I am still learning the ropes on this game for sure. So we'll see how we do. But yes, unfortunately, the game as far as I can tell here in Australia, is not growing. I do see new posts of people new to the game. What should I buy? Where can I buy it? EB Games, basically our GameStop, they are carrying it, but again, it's super limited supply. I think I've got 3 or 4 in my area. I've gone in, they've got like 5 packs of beta, 4 packs of Arthurian Legends. I bought those all up already, so they haven't gotten any new stock in weeks. I don't know what's going on, where the cards are. Again, great for sellers, bad for players, bad for buyers. So we'll see what happens with Sorcery. I really want this game to grow and thrive, but right now, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with it. Last topic I want to tackle today is Magic. Magic the Gathering. I do love Magic. I think it is quite possibly the best game ever made across any platform. I have fallen out of love with Magic as of late. I think Hasbro is absolutely bastardizing and butchering it. I am not a fan of any of this Universes Beyond stuff. I have not bought any Universes Beyond product. I shouldn't say that. I bought like the Walking Dead Secret Lair. I was very heavy into Magic when that came out. But as far as... And I bought the Dungeons & Dragons Secret Lair because it has the old cartoon art. I'm a huge fan of the old Dungeons & Dragons cartoon. So I bought that. But that's very much on flavor. The Lord of the Rings was cool, I guess. Again, on flavor. But Commander is such a slog. Commander sucks. So everybody, I understand it's like the gateway drug now, but I think Commander is a terrible experience for players to learn the game on. When I play Commander, I haven't played Commander in years now. Last time I played, it was like the most boring experience ever. People on their phones while they're playing, going up to buy cards, shopping, opening packs, sorting cards when it's not their turn. Nobody pays attention. It's like people, I don't know why people even bother to play Commander anymore. It's frustrating as hell. Limited and Pauper are where it's at, in my opinion. I would play Standard if it wasn't a new set every 2 months that you have to buy $100 cards from. It's not even a matter of finances, it's a matter of principle anymore. If I wanted to, I could go out and buy the latest Standard deck, but just knowing that in 2 months I'm going to have to buy either a whole new deck or completely upgrade my deck, and then another 2 months do that again, and another 2 months do that again. And Modern's even that way now. I used to play Modern back in the day. I used to play... Not even back in the day. I'm talking like 5 years ago, Modern was fun. The Ragavan Murktide deck. I mean, that was like a $2,000 deck. And I had like 4 or 5 Modern decks at that time. I used to go to Modern and tell the kids, not kids, but like some of my fellow players that were, 18, 19, there's no way they could afford a Modern deck. So you guys should play Modern. It's $10 entry. I'll loan you the deck. And I'd loan them the Ragavan Murktide deck, and they'd win the day with it, Yeah, it sucks that it's so gatekeepy with pricing that these guys can't play it because of the pricing, So Like $10 entry, yeah, but you got to spend $2,000 on the deck. It doesn't matter what entry cost in, you're still setting a barrier. And unfortunately, I think Sorcery's getting there too. I think that's what Pokemon has done really well, is that you can play a competitive Pokemon deck for like $60. I don't know what pricing's like on a one-piece deck. I put together a one-piece deck just because I opened a bunch of the, was it OP13? So I got that black deck with the, I don't even know. I never even played it. I put it together. I never even played it. Lorcana seems to be okay. Lorcana's still firing. I know I don't have much faith in that game lasting much longer. But we'll see. Riftbound, I played Riftbound. I found Riftbound to be very boring. The meta got very stale very fast. I know they're doing new sets. In fact, I think there's a pre-release this weekend. I think there's a new set coming out this weekend. Is it their third set, I believe? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Again, I don't have much faith. I think Riftbound is just League of Legends cashing in on TCGs being the hot property right now. We'll see if it lasts. It may prove me wrong. I don't have a ton of faith in it. We're starting to get a few sprinkles here. Just going to run the water there. Yeah, we'll see what happens with Riftbound. I really bought into it at first. I had the first set. I think I had every card, and I had all lots of the special alternate arts and stuff like that. But I played it a few times. I was like, man, this game's kind of boring. Sorcery really grabbed me, man. But yeah, Magic is just kind of the most played formats are very underwhelming for me. Shout out to Clark. Clark, our local guy from Card Hub, who I've played many games of Pauper against, is going to Vegas for the MTG Pro Tour. How awesome is that? Congratulations, Clark, for going to the Pro Tour. I believe they're playing Standard. I think there's draft involved. I don't keep up with it, but I just saw the post from Card Hub. Awesome to see one of our local guys make it to Vegas in the Pro Tour finals. So congratulations to Clark. That is awesome, buddy. Great player. Awesome player. I don't know that I've ever beat him at anything. He's very good. Maybe at a draft night here or there, but other than that, no, Clark always takes it down. Showing that there is skill still involved in these games, which is awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I'm at with these, to be honest with you, these TCGs in general. I absolutely love them. Maybe I'm just a collector. Maybe that's what I need to resign myself to, that I'm not so much a player anymore. Maybe I'm just a collector these days. And if that's the case, maybe I need to rethink what I'm doing completely and stop cracking so many boxes and just focus on what I like, which is reserve list Magic, and at the moment, things like curios and the ultra rare foils from Sorcery. I don't know. I'm going to go to this this big event down in Melbourne there. The grand contest. See how we go. See how we do. I'm more looking forward to covering the event and doing interviews with players and seeing the top decks and watching some of the gameplay than playing myself. I'm going to play. I'm obviously going to play. I'm going to play. And I'll play in whatever extra events. But really looking forward to doing coverage. We'll see if they let me do some broadcasting. I really would like to do some live streams from there and bring everybody some high-level Sorcery play. So anyway, guys, this is just kind of a car ramble. Going up here, we'll pop into the LGS. We'll see if they got anything. Actually, I know they've got actually some Prismatic Evolution I pre-ordered like a year and a half ago finally came in. They like trickle out stock, so as it comes in, they check off next people on the list who pre-ordered. So I'm going to get some prismatic today at MSRP, which is kind of cool. Again, that's just going in the closet for my son. But anyway, guys, that's it for today. I'm thinking about starting some movie reviews too. Maybe my wife and I will jump on the channel and start reviewing some movies, trade-off type thing, where one week we watch her movie, which we did last night, and then next week we watch my movie, which is going to be, sorry to say, a lot more fun. Her movies are always a little... we watched Hamnet last night, okay? It was a great movie. It really was good. But certainly not something I'd be clamoring for to watch again. But next week, I'll watch something that maybe she hasn't seen, like, I don't know, The Running Man. The original Running Man. Something like that. So, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, hit like, hit subscribe. I really do appreciate it. And we'll talk to you soon.